Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to explain dimensional analysis. You may also have heard of it as unit analysis. It's the same thing. Alright, so let's get started. Dimensional analysis is just a method that scientists have devised to help them and aid them and guide them in their mathematics when you're converting, say, a mile to a kilometer, right? If you don't know specifically how much miles there are in a kilometer, then you can't convert it, okay? But if you know that, let me do an example. 1 mile, okay? 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay? You know that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. You know that 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. And 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer, 1 kilometer. Okay? So you know all this, but you don't know specifically from here to here. Okay? But because you know all this information, you can actually calculate it. Okay? Now, if I ask you to do it from a mile to a kilometer, and you're just learning how to do conversions, it can be overwhelming. And it was for the scientists who came up with dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis uses these here, the dimensions, the units. That's why they call it unit analysis, to guide you in and aid you in the process. So I'm going to do the actual problem here. Okay? So you have, actually, I hope this doesn't bother you if I erase this. I'm going to erase all this. I hope these are common facts for you. I actually recommend that you learn conversion factors. These were all conversion factors to let you know. 1 mile. Okay? 1 mile. Now we know that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay, so now the way you think about it is, if you convert a mile into feet, do you expect your answer to be bigger or smaller? Bigger, right? So, logically, you're going to think that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay? And when you multiply this out, then you get the 5,280 feet, okay? Which that makes sense. So that's the logic you must have when doing this, okay? Now, the curious thing is that here the units cancel, okay? And that's not a coincidence. The key fact here, the key that you should be noticing is that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Okay? So if they're equal, okay, say this is A is equal to A. Okay? And you write it in this form. A divided by A. So what do you know about this? You know that it's equal to 1. Okay? So this here is equal to 1. Okay? And so you know that when you have, let's use just a different letter, B, and you multiply by by the number 1, you're going to get B back. Okay? So really, if you're multiplying by 1, shouldn't you get 1 out? Yes, you do. But you get 1 with a different unit. Okay? That's the whole idea. You're converting. As long as these conversion factors are true and these units cancel out, dimensional analysis will never fail you. So just to finish our example, 1 mile. Oh, you might actually see this in a crossbar form. Chemistry usually uses this. 1 mile, it's the same thing, I'll show you. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. 1 foot, 12 inches. 1 inch, 2.54 centimeters. 100 centimeters, 1 meter, 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. Okay? Now, as you can see, these intersections are just multiplication. Okay? And you know, when you multiply fractions, you multiply across. You multiply across, you get your answer from the top divided by your answer in the bottom. You get your final answer. Some students mess up. To be honest, I don't really know how they mess up, but some students mess up with this long fraction. Just know you multiply all the way across on the top, get your answer, multiply all the way in the bottom, get your answer, and then divide. Simple enough, right? Okay, now, this, to me, is why it's called unit analysis, because you're using units to convert and make sure you get the right answer, right? Now, dimensional analysis, why do they say dimensional analysis? This came about, say we want to find the area of the square, A, and this side is X, and this side is Y. Now, we all know that you multiply X by Y, and you get your area, XY. Okay, now, let's rethink this. This is a length. Let's call it L.